So, how do you tackle your life problems, man?
Damn, bro, we're really starting off with a question, huh?
Yes, man.
uh, to tackle life problems, well, the first step I think that you have to take is recognize that there is a problem in the first place.
Oh,
So
yes, man.
like I've heard people say that like knowing the problem, like knowing there is a problem is half the battle, right? So
Yes, yes,
I guess to start solving whatever problem you have in life, the first step is to diagnose it and understand what the problem is, why there's a problem.
yes,
Uh,
yes,
yeah, so like practically speaking, I guess things such as journaling, so writing out your thoughts in the mornings, maybe,
hmm hmm
or yeah, meditating even. Maybe you have more experience with this about
yes,
the meditation part.
yes, man.
Have you have you ever felt like meditating is it helps you recognize like what problems are there?
Yes, man. Yeah. Sometimes it just feel like there is a deeper level to it. Like we don't know what we can change and what we cannot change. Sometimes we are stuck in the field, that field. We
Okay,
want to change the things that we cannot change.
that is a good point.
Yeah, so in recognizing the thing which we can change,
Hmm.
is meditating on the problem itself also helps.
Right. No, that is a very good idea. Um, and
Yes.
recently I tried to start writing a journal in the morning.
hmm
So
hmm
I just write whatever is on my mind. And like you said, like you have to identify what you can do,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And what you can't do. So um, I think just writing your thoughts out or meditating and like really evaluating yourself. Um, I think that is very important. That's the first step you have to take
Yes.
to start
Yes,
tackling
man.
a problem.
I also think most of us are stuck in this level because we don't specify our problems. Like what is the real problem that we are stuck in?
Right. Yes, like
So
sometimes it almost feels like once you have figured out what the problem is, like solving it
yes,
is really easy. Like
yes,
sometimes this
yeah.
the hard part is figuring out what's actually going on in your life.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's give an example. For example, in business, like the main thing is if something doesn't work, there must be
Hmm.
a problem. So
Hmm.
what might be marketing the product like hugely in all the social media platforms or uh, even the TV platform or radios, the traditional marketing
Hmm.
platforms. But let's say the product is nice, but the way it is presented is not nice. So that's the problem. That's why reviewing the comments from the customers, so that would also help.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess
Mhm.
getting comments from the customers is a form of
Yes,
self-evaluation. I'm not saying this is easy, but this is a very complex process. Like
yeah,
if you are thinking about a business, there is so many things that can go wrong, and like diagnosing what actually is going wrong,
yes,
it is a very hard thing to do. So I'm not saying this is easy, but this is the first
yeah.
step that I think people
Mhm.
like everyone needs to do. Yeah.
And another example I get is like, so it was from one of the social media influencer.
Hmm.
His name is Gary Vaynerchuk.
Does he
So
have
he
a
said
YouTube
that,
channel or
yeah, he also have a YouTube channel, man.
okay?
So what he said was you have to ask your close friends what you are really good at and what you really
Mm,
suck at.
okay.
So that means you need to be first vulnerable as well.
Yes.
The the most like the popular word these days.
That is true.
Yeah.
It is a popular
Yes,
word.
one needs to be out there asking for help. So that
Yes.
also might help people to recognize if they don't have much following, they can
Hmm.
just ask their parents like that.
So if they don't have that many people they can talk with, they can ask their parents. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very happy you said that because that is also one of the things I was going to say.
Oh,
uh,
okay. Okay,
so
man. So yeah, I wanted to give sorry, I wanted to give the examples.
mhm.
So
No, that is a great example.
yes.
So what I was also going to add to that is if you're always by yourself, then like you're always going to have a blind spot. Like there is
Yes,
something
yes,
you can't see that is so
yes,
obvious to others, maybe, like other people
yes,
maybe can tell you
yes,
why you are struggling, but
yes,
um, like we can't do everything by ourselves.
yes,
We have to rely on other people. And if we are to rely on other people, we have to make ourselves vulnerable,
yes,
like you said,
yes, yes,
and like truly accept their feedback. Like you may or may not agree with what
mhm,
they're saying, but I think you should always be appreciative of
mhm.
genuine feedback.
Yes, man. So yeah, so those are the examples. And what do you think? Do we have any more examples related to that, recognizing the problem?
Um, well, like on the subject of like talking to other people,
Mm-hmm,
I would say that you should make opportunities where you
mm-hmm,
can, like, you're almost forced to talk to people. Like,
mm-hmm,
for example, I'm at my university, sometimes you can take classes online versus
mm-hmm.
like in person.
Yes.
Um, and taking it online is convenient because you don't have to go out. But
Mm-hmm,
like if you go to a class,
mm-hmm,
you are putting yourself in a position where you get to talk to more people, and they like just interacting with them will help you figure out what you're good at, what you're
mm-hmm.
not as good at.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
and even right now, like we are talking to each other, right? So
Mm-hmm,
we are opening up our um, ourselves, and if
yes.
there's something in our blind spot that we don't see,
Mm-hmm.
then we can help each other out with that.
Yes, man. Yeah.
uh, so I guess my main point here is that um, it's extremely important what people you are with, and like in general, it's important to not always be by yourself.
Yes. So yeah, this might seem really basic, but after this is done, like it's the half work is done. Like
Hmm.
most people, like myself, I am at the most time stuck in this. Like I don't recognize the problem itself.
Hmm.
Like I am fooling around, like searching in dark
Right,
area
right. I
and
know, like
looking for
it's
that one spot there.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
light.
yeah. So I
So
think there's a phrase called throwing a stone in the dark or something.
yes, yes, yes.
uh, yeah. So
Yeah,
this keep throwing stones until you hit something.
yeah,
uh, I mean, there is probably more efficient ways to diagnose problems, but
yes,
the important thing is that you diagnose it.
yes. So yeah, always move around, push yourself, and then
Hmm.
yeah, be vulnerable.
Yes,
be
yes. Be
maybe a better
vulnerable.
word would be open to things, and then
Yes,
also
definitely.
accept the fact that everyone can have problem, and yeah,
Hmm. Yeah,
like
everyone is
this.
human.
Yes,
Everyone has their own lens with what they see the world. Um,
yes, man.
I was talking to my professor one time, and
Mm,
he was telling me how different people of different like walks of life, I guess they all have their own lens with how
mhm.
with what they view the world.
Yes, yes.
So like a business person may view the world
Hmm.
in a certain way, and uh, a scientist or an engineer, like what I'm trying to be, um, may view it in a different way. So um, yeah, so there is a lot of ways to look at problems, and uh, yeah, I guess talking to other people, it helps you diagnose
Yes,
that.
yes,
Uh,
yes.
yeah.
So yeah, what percentage do you think like people are stuck in this, like recognizing their own problem?
Um, w- I mean, what do you mean? Like, I mean, I think everyone is stuck in in this like in this like in this phase.
Yes, yes. So
But
yeah,
I guess
but
the question is
yeah,
how long they are stuck here.
yes, but I also think like most people most people know as well, like know as well what their problem is, but they are still ignorant about it. Like they don't make they choose the problem itself.
They choose the problem itself. What do you mean by that?
For example, maybe I want to eat healthy today,
Mhm.
and I know eating unhealthy is really bad for the health,
Right, right.
but I still eat that unhealthy food.
Hmm.
So yeah, so many people are, even if they know the problem, they are ignorant, I guess. So
So they know they are.
the
So
majority
then.
of people,
Okay, sorry,
yes,
man.
yes. I think that way as well. Like most people might know the problem as well, and they still need to recognize the problem. Like, okay, they are being ignorant. So that thing they still need to recognize about, I guess.
So in your example, the person knows that they are eating unhealthy,
Yes,
but they are not taking the right steps to be healthy.
yes,
Is
yes,
it like they know that they need to be healthy, but they can't stop
yes,
eating unhealthy?
yes,
Okay, so I guess once I guess like if they know they are eating unhealthy, then um like they may not take steps towards solving it, but I think they have kind of like recognized the problem already.
yes, yes,
Um, so I okay, so I mean once you have recognized the problem, there is like yeah, you have to actually solve it, right?
yes,
Um, and like
yeah,
I have a lot of things to talk about on
yes.
how to go about solving a
Yes.
problem.
So yeah, let's go ahead, man. So it's just a thought, you know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
I've seen it in myself. Like
Right.
okay,
Yeah, yeah. No,
this is the
totally,
new thing, but the
totally.
body and mind are still stuck in the old things, you know.
Yes. Right. Right.
So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
so yeah. So what's the next step, man?
Yeah.
You
So.
really started with a great point, finally here. Like this point is we can make a whole like a podcast only with
Yeah.
this point.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
so yeah, without further ado, then let's go. Let's hop on to the next one.
Okay. So right. So I have a lot of different things that I have learned throughout
Mhm.
like all of my life. uh, in on
Yes.
like what is good for solving a problem. And um, so one of the most important steps to take is to break down the solution into
Mhm.
smaller solutions that you
Mhm.
can achieve. Um, I maybe our viewers have also heard something like this. Like for example, if you want to lose weight, your goal should not be just to lose weight, but like turn it into a tangible goal. So
Yes.
let's say
Yes.
lose 10 pounds or something,
Mhm. Yes.
or 10 kilos for
Yes.
for my non-American friends.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, so you have a um, abstract idea of what you want to do, or you have an idea of where you need to be. Um, then you have to break it down into smaller steps that you can achieve, and those small steps they will converge into uh, the final goal.
Yes, bro.
Um, so actually, I've talked about this with you before.
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, bro. I might have forgotten, but I know you told me to like make it little chunks, achievable chunks.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I mean, I think what we were talking about before was like getting an internship.
Ah. Oh. Okay.
So I don't remember what exactly the steps we discussed what was, but I guess like breaking it down, like
Mhm.
let's say the ultimate goal is to get an internship. Then the sub goals maybe to maybe get good grades in the classes that you are really
Okay.
interested in, um,
Yes.
or to do do a project like a personal project to
Hmm.
work on your skills and
Yes.
show it off to to possible employers.
Yes.
Um, yeah, networking with professors, with your friends, with other employers. So I mean,
Yes.
those are all sub goals uh, that all help you reach your final
Yes.
goal, right?
Yes. Yes,
I mean,
man.
even these smaller sub goals, they can be better defined.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think um, like dividing a problem into smaller problems
Hmm.
is extremely important.
Yes. That's true, man. Yeah. So yeah. So here I have a really good mindset around me.
Mm,
Like
mm,
when I want to do a new thing or want to be consistent. So
mm.
what I keep in mind is I don't look for speed and efficiency.
Okay.
So right. So it's really hard to not do things faster.
Mm,
Our mind really wants things really fast. But
yes.
so what I do to myself is okay, even if it takes like I would really extend the timeline, I would make it really high because it's totally new for me. So I just want to make it a habit. That's why I don't these days I don't go for speed, speed and effectiveness, the efficiency part.
Okay.
So
So you don't try to do things in the shortest possible time,
yeah, I still give my best possible, but
right?
in the back of my mind, I go for like, okay, slow and steady, not
Hmm.
speed and efficient or at the
Hmm.
very first place.
Right.
So what happens is you don't over like your motivation just goes, your all energy is out in just one try. So it doesn't
Mm,
happen because I already know that this thing is not achievable really fast.
yes.
So yeah, that mindset has really helped me in doing things, breaking down, and yeah, achieving those small chunks, like you
That
said.
that is a very that is a great thing you just said. Um,
Mhm.
like a lot of things that are important to us,
Yes,
they are not done within a day. Like there is a saying like Rome wasn't built in a day, right?
yes, yes, man. Yeah,
So uh, uh, yeah, most of the time you need to be steady. You need to not burn yourself out. Um, you need to know when to take breaks and how
yes,
to
yes,
time things out and schedule things, or
yeah,
like over the long run, you
yeah,
achieve your goal, like the the big goal, that you
yes,
have.
yes, yeah. So it helps a lot psychologically, like you are not stressed.
Hmm.
Maybe yeah, maybe people can be in deadline situation as well.
Right. Yes.
But still what I do is even if I don't complete the deadline, I would like clear things out, like okay, if I don't
Hmm.
finish this, then I'm not gonna get good marks, or maybe at extreme case maybe not fail the exam,
Hmm.
but still next time I would be doing better than that, better than this time.
Hmm.
And had I gone for speed and efficiency, I would be a lot worse because I would be the end would be my reward, and then I would have no motivation later.
Okay, so um, I guess this is a journey versus a destination kind of thing.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Uh,
in that process, like I I myself experience like I'm more centered, so
mm,
that so it helps me tackle things more easily, I guess.
right. Right. Yeah. So I it is definitely very important to
Mhm.
not force things to happen
Yes.
like as soon as they can.
Mhm.
Um, like um, a lot of times when we are thinking of a goal,
Mhm.
then we try to think like what is the shortest possible path we can take to achieve that
Yes.
goal, right?
Yes. Yes.
Um, but a lot of the times, like life is very unexpected,
Yes.
um, and things never work out the way
Yes.
you plan it. Um, and um, you have to always be flexible. You have to always be patient,
Yes.
and you have to give things a time that they need. You can't,
Yes.
so like I was just saying, you can't force things to happen. You have to put in the work, you have to give it the time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and over the long run,
Mhm.
um, you will achieve your goal.
Yes. So yeah, and I also want to add on is like being slow, you are effective by itself.
Say that again.
So by being slow as well, you are more effective than you would hurry, you know. Like if I'm in a terrific hurry, I
Mhm.
may make some really bad mistakes. But
Okay.
while I'm slow, like okay,
Yeah.
things are really chilled out and
Mhm.
I do things really good. Like
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
into perfection, you know.
Yes. I have a good example for this one. Uh,
Okay.
so like a few years ago, you and me used to do some typing competitions,
Yes, yes,
typing practice. So it was on a website called Type Racer. Like you can
yes,
race your friends on who types the fastest, right?
yes,
Um, and so when I was trying to write as type as fast as possible, right?
yes, yes,
Um, and what happened was like I was going over my limit, and
yes.
I was mistyping, so I had
Mhm.
to keep hitting backspace and like
Yes,
try to type it slower.
yes,
Um, but what I found out that works better is
yeah,
to go at a pace where I could type properly.
yes,
And
yes.
so in the end, it turned out that this typing it at that slower pace
Mhm.
is faster than going
Yeah.
too fast and then having to hit backspace.
Yes, yes, that's true. That's true even till this date, man. I sometimes do the typing thing and yeah, I
Mhm.
just I just go really slow, you know. And it's
Yes.
still
Right.
and when I'm really trying it's still the same result.
Mhm. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So
I mean, like you
yeah,
definitely have to push yourself, but
yes.
at the same time, not
You
push
have to
yourself
know, yeah, know
too
your
hard
limits
as well.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Just a little bit breaking this limit, but yeah, after
Hmm.
that, after certain point, there is not much results as well. So
Hmm.
yeah, the modern world, like with social media and so many stuffs like globalization, the world has become so small, you know. Like
Yes.
earlier, in order to get a news around a globe, it would take years,
Hmm.
and even 50 years ago, it would take a year. I guess not years, but yeah, across the globe, it would take really long time, long
Hmm.
period of time. But today, we know so many things in just seconds, you know. So
Right.
it seems like we're doing so. Oh my God, we're not growing up. We're not doing anything at all. What are
Yes.
we doing with our life? But still, those people took time. Like they had their struggle days as well.
Hmm.
So yeah. So yeah, I just want to back up with those examples as well. Even if it tempt you to do like okay things faster and more efficienter, you have to yeah you have to take back in your mind that okay those people had their days as well.
Right.
So they were not overnight success.
Hmm.
Maybe it seems so, but yeah, they had their work as well.
Right. Um, yeah, so there is this like a article, I guess,
Mhm.
that a professor wrote. So I was when I was trying to get into grad school, I was researching some professors, and I just came across like this one.
Mhm.
Um, okay, let me try to find it. Um,
Is it about speed
yeah,
or?
well, this is about so like overnight successes kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, yeah, so I just found it.
Mhm.
So we'll put a link to this article
Okay.
in the YouTube video so people can read the full article.
Mhm.
Um, but um, yeah, so the quote is this: I always hoped to stumble onto a big breakthrough until I
Yes.
realized the odds of that happening were like waking up in the morning and finding that I had been transformed into an accomplished concert pianist.
Mhm.
So like
Okay.
we dream of overnight successes, but so like here he's saying that it's like like going from a beginner to a master piano player within a
Mhm.
night, so that doesn't
Yes.
happen.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
So um, yeah, I guess the moral of the story is
Mhm.
you have to
Good
like
work.
slow and steady. Yeah, keep
Yes.
at it. Like even you may
Yeah.
have some hard days, like you said, but
Yes.
you have to keep moving on.
Yes. So for you to complete a job, it may take 2 steps, but that's not the same case for me. Maybe I might take 200 steps. So, so when you have this mindset, then you can easily cross that 200 steps as well. Because
Mm,
yeah, things take time. New things really take time.
right. New
So
things definitely take time.
yeah. So I really do this to extreme. Like okay, I I'm a believer of afterlives as well.
Mhm.
So so what I think is okay, if even if I don't get a chance to do it in this life, I will be doing it in another life. So yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that kind of makes me positive as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, but sometimes it might make you lazy, but you have to know it. So you have to
Right.
be a little bit observant as well of your
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely have to be observant, and you have to
Yes.
be observant of like what it is that really matters to you. So
Yes.
like you said, sometimes you can get lazy, but
Hmm.
um, if you know why you are doing what you're doing, or you
Yes.
have a
Yes.
purpose behind it, even though like you may have some lazy days, I don't think you
Hmm.
can um, stay lazy forever.
Hmm.
Um, but to be like that, I think you have to really understand what is important to you.
Yes. Yes, man. Yeah.
And yeah,
So yeah, also know your why. So yeah,
right.
ask why. Why did you even start this?
Yes. Why,
Yeah.
why?
Where were you
Yeah.
and where are you now?
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So it already seems to me like I have already solved this problem.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you still have another step, yeah.
I have a lot of steps, but
My God,
like
okay, man.
we have talked about these are not steps, but these are like things you should think
Yeah,
about
yes,
and
yes,
try to do.
yes.
Um, okay, so also on your point about afterlives,
Mm-hmm,
um, so I was watching or I was listening to a
mm-hmm,
podcast by of Ali Abdal, right? So
mm-hmm.
you know Ali.
Yes, yes,
He is a productivity YouTuber,
yes.
and he also has a channel for podcasts where he
Uh-huh.
interviews people's like other
Yes.
people. And there was one with this guy called Oliver Burkeman
Mm-hmm,
on how productivity ruins your life. So that was the name of the video, how productivity ruins your life. And we'll put the link to this video as well here. But one of the things that Oliver said was like there are going to be a lot of important things that you are never going to get done.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Like in this life, because
Yes.
there is too many important things.
Yeah, it's too much.
Right. Right. I mean, we will try to do our best to
Yes,
do everything that is important to us. But
yes.
life is so complex. But like to me, like living up to 70, 80 years right now, it feels like a long time, but also it feels like kind of a short time.
Yes, man. Yeah.
So like what you were saying, his main point here was that even though you prioritize what is important to you, you're still not going to be able to do
Yes.
everything that was important to you.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're always going to miss out. Nobody is going to be perfect, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I guess just that,
Yes.
like acknowledging that it helps you be less stressed. So
Yes.
like what you said with your about the afterlife.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, these are So you will give you kind of give the physical steps, and yeah, I am more on mindset. So yeah, I will add that part if I have any.
I didn't understand what you meant by that.
So what you're giving is like physical step. So the recognizing part is a little bit mental as well. But yeah, so breaking down a solution, like okay, so breaking it is also mental, but so I'll try to give more mind step things. Like, sorry,
Like a more high
mindset.
level.
No, not high level, but what I do with my mind, because I don't have a system, So
Okay.
most of the thing is in my mind. So I have
Mm,
this mindset that I'm going to use. So yes, man.
okay. Yeah. So regarding breaking down a problem into
Yes.
smaller pieces.
Uh-huh.
Um, so when I was doing my bachelor's degree, like in engineering,
Yes.
like dividing. So this same process, like dividing a problem into small chunks, is something that they try to teach you,
Yes.
and they try to show you some tools that you can use.
Mhm.
So recently, I've been using this app called Notion. Have
Mhm.
you heard of that?
Yes, man. Yeah. You told me
Yeah.
about
So
that.
oh, did I?
Yes.
So like it's a pretty versatile app, but I use it only for just like planning out this breaking down into small chunk step. Um, so I have my to-do lists on there, you know, like I make a list of things that I need to do to achieve the overall goal.
Mhm.
Um, and on this, uh, like on Notion, I also set it up so that I can make a timeline, like a
Mhm.
time frame. So this is like
Yes.
countering what we were saying earlier about not, forcing,
Yes.
uh, not forcing the shortest possible path. But
Uh-huh.
sometimes I feel like it helps me to have a plan of
Mhm.
what my next steps are going to look like.
Yeah.
Um,
So you write it down
yeah,
in
yeah,
points.
yeah. So I write down what are the subtasks I'm going to do,
Uh-huh.
and like sometimes I put it onto like a calendar type of view, so I
Uh-huh.
know when I'm going to be doing what subtask.
Uh-huh.
So like it starts to get a little bit complicated, but um, the main essence here is that I have a list of things to do, right?
Uh-huh.
You were saying that you turn it into a mindset, like everything is inside your mind.
Yes.
But I find it very assuring that I have put my thoughts somewhere else outside of my
Yes.
mind also.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and just having it there, it just gives me assurance that I'm not going to forget it and I can
Yes. Yes.
plan things out properly.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
yeah,
so
I'm also
having a
gone.
list of things to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm also gonna do that because these days my okay. In the past, for example, in the past 10 years and now my mind is more cluttery. So I might not function the same as I was 5 years ago or 10 years
Mm-hmm.
ago. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm also really thinking about writing things down
Mm-hmm.
and then making them this solid, like in
Mm-hmm.
paper.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm also doing that thing. So it really
Okay.
helps. Yeah, it really helps, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And so and earlier I was also talking about writing a journal to help figure out what the problem is.
Yes.
Um, some like but this writing things down, it can also be used to um, like make your thoughts very clear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it helps you figure out what it is that you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because like when you're writing, you're digging deep inside what is in
Mm-hmm.
your brain and what is in your heart, right?
Yes, yes.
And putting that onto paper. And also, after you have written everything out, like you have a record of what you had thought of, like what was in your
Mm-hmm.
mind,
Yes.
um, and being able to see
Mm-hmm.
everything that you thought about in one
Yes.
place, like on a
Yes.
maybe a piece of paper on a computer.
Yes.
I feel like all that really helps to,
Yes.
um, well, first it helps to clear the mind,
Mm-hmm.
and like if you're stuck uh, about something, like you're stuck about something, or if there was something bothering you, it helps you move on,
Yes.
and it also helps you plan out what you can do to
Mm-hmm.
tackle the problem at hand.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
Um,
yeah. So here I want to give some steps.
okay.
So yeah. So right now our theme changed, and now
Mhm.
I'm giving a step.
No,
Oh my
that's
God.
I'm very excited to hear what kind of steps you have in mind.
So yeah, so I just realized that I've been doing this from like 3 4 years, I guess.
Okay,
Well,
I
I
didn't
don't
know
call
that.
it journaling. I don't call it
Okay,
journaling, but so it's from a book. So it's called drift watching.
rift watching,
Drifts.
drift watching.
Yes. So what I do is for some minute, for example, yeah, it tells to do for 10 to 15 minutes, but I'm so lazy to do that much. Sometimes I do even more, but most of the time I set goal for 5 minutes. Like I said, don't try to get effective at the very first. So
Hmm.
at the minimum, I do 5 minutes, and yeah, sometimes I go longer. So what you do is take a thought in your mind and then try to try to do that thing. For example, okay, let's say a question or a statement. So give me a statement, bro.
Um, what kind of statement are you looking for?
Okay, so let me tell. Okay,
Okay.
so it's
Yeah.
just a thought. It's just a thought. So it can be like, how can you tackle life problems, or why is the earth round?
Hmm.
So for the next 5 minutes, I would be thinking about that. So why is the earth round? Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So when I'm thinking that, my mind will drift. I
Hmm.
won't be thinking for 5 minutes only about why the earth is round.
Hmm.
Okay, the earth is round because of the gravity and the shapes. I can think of many things, and then I'll go on, oh my God, what am I going to eat today? Okay. Or maybe
uh,
some incident happened. Oh my God, that person said that to me. That's
yes,
so
yes.
mean.
Yes.
Yeah, I will also write that down.
So do you actually just think about it, or do you also write it down?
I write it down. Every
Oh, really?
drifts. Okay, I drifted in that thing. That girl looked at me. She was so sweet. She was so cute. I will also
Uh,
write that down.
yeah.
And then
I,
I will
I
put
do
it
the
down.
same thing as you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I,
I
so
thought
like
journaling
what?
is. Mhm. I thought
Okay,
journaling
so
is
I
what we
guess I
keep in
guess
a day.
journaling is not the right word. Maybe
Yes.
I'm using the wrong word.
Yeah, that's why
Sometimes I
it just struck me like, okay,
okay,
you said that you would write that down. So, yeah.
right. Sometimes I just write about what happened the past day, or most of the time I just write down what is on my mind right now. Even
Oh,
if there is nothing in my mind like at that moment, or at least I
mhm.
feel like there's
Yeah.
nothing for me to write about, I still try to just write something. I just
Mhm.
start by writing. I don't know what I'm going to write about, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
then I just let myself write
Yeah.
whatever I want to write.
So,
Um,
yeah. So,
yeah.
the main thing is you would be amazed, like, what, like, those things are not even possible, or things like really weird we think,
Mhm.
and we just write it down, and then we
Yeah.
know in first hand, like, okay, we are thinking like that.
Yeah.
So, and I categorize it with things, for example, okay, what falls in intelligent part. For example, I want to do good stuff, or I want to initiate things that are, you know, intellectual.
Oh shit. Yes. Sorry.
Okay, bro. Do you have
Yeah.
any? Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
Sorry about.
emotional part, for example, hurt or anger or jealousy or love. So
Mhm.
those things I get. So yeah, I do it for 7 days, and then I categorize it. Okay, what are my thoughts most on? So emotion or intelligence
Mm.
um, or senses like pleasures. You know.
So did you say you do the categorization after writing it out, or
Yes, after writing it out.
okay? Yeah, that's something I don't do, but I think
Mhm.
that's a great thing to do, because I find like I haven't actually categorized my thoughts, but a
Yes,
lot of the time it's sometimes it's intellectual, sometimes it's emotional, sometimes
yes,
it's me um, having an issue either with myself or with others, and
yes, yes.
um, yeah, so I think yeah, I think that's a good idea. Actually, what I do is I write a title for
Mhm.
what I wrote that day.
Uh-huh.
So it's
So
not the
yeah,
same as
it's a
categorizing it.
mix. Yeah, it's a mix. So
Mhm.
when journaling, like I haven't seen the journaling videos, but when I hear about journaling, I think about our parents writing in their notebook,
Mm,
at the end of the day,
yeah.
or yeah,
So
their
I think I'm wrong with. I think I'm misusing the word, but what I'm really saying is just write out your thoughts.
yeah, yeah, or the
Yeah.
accountants or journalists do it.
Mm,
Yeah. So yeah, what I do is that, and it is really effective. If you even do that part, you
mhm.
would be, I would be really aware of my thoughts,
Yes,
in the
definitely.
daily basis. Like, okay,
Yes, yes,
when
totally.
when I'm when I'm maybe compulsive or impulsive, I would know, okay, I am being more
Yeah.
compulsive now. I'm not in my
Yes.
control now. So
Yes.
even that thing is really, that makes you really aware and helps you recognize things.
Right.
So that's why
So
I
we
wanted to talk about it.
yeah, so we went back to what we started with, so it helps you understand like
Yeah,
what is going on, right? Is
yeah,
what the problem is. And it not only helps with that, but it also helps you like it gives shape to your thoughts almost.
yes,
Like it
yeah,
um, you you put down what you're thinking onto a piece of paper, and now you can see it, you can evaluate it,
yeah,
uh, and you'll come out feeling better about
yeah,
like no matter if your thoughts were
yes,
um, like happy or sad, you will come on
Yes.
feeling that you're understanding yourself right now.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
So what I want to add again is like, okay, those of you who are like struggling with meditation, this is a really good practice because first of all, there is a question that you are thinking about, for example, why the earth is round. So when you are drifting away and then again coming back to the topic, so it is the start of concentration as well. So you are
mm,
concentrating in one thing. So without concentration, there is no meditation.
okay.
So, so it builds up that base for meditation as well. As
Mm,
thoughts are getting recognized and you are getting more aware and your concentration ability is also increasing. So this practice really helps. So yeah, that's what I want to add, Brooke. So
yeah, I'm really glad we talked about it. I didn't know we were doing the same thing, but uh, yeah, I'm glad to know this.
okay, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I still have like more things to talk about, but I think those were some of the most important ones. Um,
Yes, yeah. So yeah, I also want to give maybe in the next one, but after this, I also do something really interesting.
okay,
So
what is
yeah,
that?
that would be the next part, bro. Yeah, in the next one.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Um,
So yeah, do you have any other steps?
um, well, I guess I have one last like a smaller
Okay.
tip, which is
Okay. Yes.
so earlier we were talking about ignoring our limits, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like sometimes you just need to recognize when you can't do anymore. Like at that moment, like
Yes.
you're
Yes.
just out of energy and you're just tired.
Yes. Yes.
Um, so sometimes you just need to take breaks. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's just a short break, maybe it's I don't know, like however long it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, before you can give it your all again.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, like this goes back to the same problem of evaluating yourself, but
Yes.
um, sometimes you need to know when to take
Yeah.
breaks and when to work, right?
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah,
yeah, what you mean is just okay. So everything is not possible. So accept the fact and then lie down, take a time, take a break maybe.
hmm yeah. Just so most things like we were talking about earlier take a lot of time,
Mm-hmm.
so we need to take breaks in between, like
Yes.
evaluate how things are
Yes.
going, how we are doing,
Yes.
and just gather up our energy again.
Yes.
So I'm
Never
just
give up.
yes, yeah, definitely never give up. And
Yes.
sometimes you can give up if you feel like this is not what you want in life. But
Yes.
um, yeah, so here I'm just um, arguing about the importance of taking breaks.
Mhm. Oh my God. Well, is that you really?
Yeah, that is me.
Okay,
Why
man.
why do you say that?
Yes, bro. Yeah. So that's great. So yeah,
Okay,
I also wanted to add the different levels of problems, you know.
different
So
levels of problems.
yeah, for example, there are physical problems, and
Mm,
then there comes emotional ones as well,
okay.
and then there are psychological problem as well.
Mm.
Is emotion psychological as well, or
I
emotion
I
emotional?
would think I would think they are related.
Mhm. Okay. So yeah, what I wanted to say was like emotional and psychological problems is not a one-time solution. You know, it doesn't go away just to okay. To for example, if you have cough, it
Hmm.
takes 2 3 days and then it goes, but it will again come.
Right.
So emotional problems and our mental problems are also like that.
Hmm.
Like okay, it my for example, someone is really low. So it doesn't mean that, okay, you will be always low.
Hmm.
You will be high, and then, yeah. And again, he won't be able to stay on high as well.
Right.
He had to come down to low. So,
Yes.
yeah,
So by high
always
and low,
need to stay.
you mean their energy level?
Yeah, energy level, there, yeah, basically energy level.
Okay.
They might be not feeling well today.
Right.
They might
Right.
be feeling extremely well tomorrow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
to find balance in is in emotional, in your health or mental health is really a great art.
Hmm.
So there are not like, okay, do this and this will happen. That solution to those kind of things. For example, in physical things, okay, do this and this will happen. That's
Hmm.
more scientific.
Hmm.
But emotionally and mentally, it won't happen like that. For example, someone might slap you, but you would be totally okay.
Right.
And someone, for example, you are freaking out, and if someone slaps you, you would freak out more. so, so for those things, you need to be really doing your own stuff. Okay, recognize yourself, because we as human being and other creatures as well are totally unique beings. We have our own things.
So
So yeah.
is your main idea that like you should know that your emotions or your like your mental problems they are
Mhm.
um, they are real, they are important, and you should focus on like knowing what your state is okay. So that was my understanding. So I don't think I'm understanding it fully
So yeah,
what you're
after
saying.
after observing myself, like I'm not more in other things. I'm always stuck in either emotional things or mental things.
Hmm.
Like I'm always okay. Today I'm sad. Today, yeah, tomorrow I'm happy. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I'm jealous. Something like that.
Hmm.
So it's part of life. And
Right.
most of the people are stuck in that phase itself. Like they're sad today and they want to be happy in instant.
They want to instantly be happy,
Yes,
so they have to recognize that like it's a part of life to be sad,
yeah,
happy, and everything in between.
yes,
And they should live in the present and
yes. So
not
yeah,
like accept that this is the state right now. Is that
yeah, yes.
okay?
So you have to work towards finding balance. So you can
Hmm.
be always happy or sad, like going like pendulums. So
You
what I
can
do
be or you
is,
can't be.
you can be like, it would be really like your energy would be really low in that phase. So people say there is a middle path as well, like the balanced path.
Mm.
So you have to always search for that. Like, so that's also an art. You have to be an artist. So
Mm.
not get stuck in that thing. So in your own way, so observe your thoughts and then recognize the problems and then come out of it and find your balance
Mm.
for the emotional and psychological things, because it's a great, like most of the people are having more emotional and psychological problems than physical ones.
Right.
So yeah, so that's all I want to add, bro.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree that like managing your emotional mental problems um
Mhm.
are extremely important, like your health, nutrition, um, family, and like this emotional, uh, like emotions and psychological stuff that comes into the health part. I think.
Mhm.
Um, so like things like these, they are the foundations for everything else you do in life.
Yes, yes, man. Yeah.
So you have to start with this,
Mhm.
uh, and yeah, just really pay attention to what is going on with you, and um, yeah, try to find a balance um,
Yes.
between um, I guess just being in one state versus the other.
Okay. Yes.
Uh,
So yeah, you start slow, you start small, and then yeah, try to be consistent, and then
mhm,
at the very first, recognize the problem that you
mhm.
have.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to summarize the whole podcast.
Yes.
But yes, like knowing where you
Knowing that.
are, like
Yes.
yeah, yeah, knowing where you are, where everything else is,
Mhm.
um, that is the first step to solving the problem. And I hope you guys found some of our experiences and thoughts helpful in
Mhm.
tackling um, whatever problems that you face in your own life.
Mhm. Okay, then we are signing off. Thanks for sharing your life lessons, man. It was really good. I also learned a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Even I learned a lot, and I
Yeah.
was very happy to hear like what things you do and what thoughts you had as well.
Yes. So yeah, we'll come out with more of this content, similar contents
Hmm.
in the
Yeah,
next sessions. Yes.
I'm very much looking forward to it.